Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have India from Above. This is a National Geographic documentary series. It's only 2 episodes long. Each of the episodes are about 43 minutes each, and it's from 2020 and filmed probably around 2019 because there's a number of references to certain things that are happening in 2019. This gives us a unique vantage point on the world, the culture, the people, the nature, everything else that comprises the nation of India. And normally, you get a documentary that focuses on the creatures out in the wilderness, or maybe the economy and the cities, the cultures, the religion, or any of these things. But this kind of does it all at once in pieces. Flows nicely, but it's mostly it's all about that kind of high above, shot from a drone kind of view. There's lots of ground level stuff, but it's all over the place. It gives you a pretty good sampling of what it's all about. I like these kind of documentaries because while I didn't watch the second episode, I only watched the first one. The second one is more about the nature and I guess. Nature's wonders, which I'm sure is fascinating, but we've had a lot of documentaries, including many on India, and I figured, you know what, I got the idea. Maybe I'll follow that up at some other point. But the first one focuses right off the bat very much about the people, the religious practices. En masse. There's 1.3 billion people at the time of this filming. I don't know what it is now, but there's 1.3 billion people in India, and there are some celebrations that last 50 days at one point of the year. There's a lot of naked men at that one. You don't see anything in this episode, but there was a lot to be blurred out when the drone flew over a bunch of guys that were at that party. It was more than party. It's a big religious convocation. Is that no? I don't know. It's a big gathering of millions of people at the 3 rivers, 2 of which exist in real life. The third one, well, you'll have to find out by watching this if you're not already Indian and know this already. By the way, if you are Indian watching this and I mess something up completely, you go ahead and tell me. It's not going to make much of a difference anyway. I'm not going to take down the video. I just hope I don't screw something up so much that I end up offending somebody. This also, they slip right from a religious festival into a EDM festival called Sunburn, I believe, which is on the West Coast. And this just shows the diversity of culture and ages. More than 65% of their people are under the age of 35. Yeah, that's a lot of new people in the last 3 decades or so. They focus even on the fact that it's the world's biggest democracy, bigger than America, the United States, which is almost not a democracy. Almost wasn't anyway. Got to fight for that, but they take their democracy seriously in the sense that they go so far as to make sure that everybody has access to voting, even so far as a single man living in seclusion on a mountaintop every 5 years comes down from that mountaintop so far away from everybody else. They already have a count of everybody in that region, and that count is 1. Sign on the door. He shows up, they mark his finger to show that he had voted, so he doesn't vote twice, and they're done. Literally, probably the easiest voting process in the world. No lines, nothing. So yeah, the drone footage though. It's fantastic. It's showing just so much wide sweeping shots of so many aspects of this country, from the various different cities and everything in between. A marathon that takes place up in some of the most remote, highest regions of India that you can imagine, where the temperatures get down to 0 in the wintertime, 0 Fahrenheit, in the wintertime, and people run a marathon through this at where the oxygen level is like 50% of what it is at sea level. So it's a pretty big deal. So yeah, if you want to get a peek at what Indian culture is like, that is not just singular in its focus, like oh, here we are, the religion of India, or the nature of India, or the cities and the business of India. It's, if you don't want to just see just one thing, this is like literally a high level view of these kind of things. Yeah, there's stuff at ground level. There's interviews with people and stuff like that. You get to see what they do. There's a huge solar farm, one of the biggest solar farms in the world. How do you have a country full of 1.3 billion people? That's a good chunk of the about 8 billion people we have in the world. 1/8, more than 1/8. Yeah. How do you power so much? Well, there is a good chunk, which they don't think they mention, is that there's a good chunk of India that has no electricity. Much like a lot of the world, not just India, a lot of the world, there's a good chunk that does not have, people who live without electricity. Even in America here, and all throughout other poorer parts of the world. But when it comes to very packed cities full of young people taking advantage of modern technology and everything else, how do you power that? Well, they got solar power. How do you keep those solar panels, that clean energy flowing? There's dust. There could be trees. Well, they take care of that in a especially unique way. Robots. But you have to watch this to check it out. They do another one of China. I'm not sure. There might be one of Europe also on Disney Plus. Again, it's all National Geographic, so there might be more to come. I'd like to see a Japan one. I'd love to see the city from above, the Tokyo from above, and different other parts of Osaka and Kyoto and Mount Fuji and everything else. That'd be kind of cool. But for now, we got India. So I say, if you're into this kind of thing, if you're into like geography and other cultures and things like that, and just the gorgeousness of this country, give it a shot. And you know what? It's whenever you talk about India, you pretty much get like long shots of the Taj Mahal. Maybe I looked away, but I don't think I saw one shot of the Taj Mahal. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. I probably looked away, but. I'd say, yeah, if you're interested in different cultures, I want to travel more now. I want to see this stuff for myself. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode, see where it takes us. 1. Okay. 1. Hold on. I got to make sure that this is programmed right. It didn't wipe away anything. It's still 1 to 496. So what? Dang it. I plugged it in and it resets all my apps. It doesn't reset it, but it just sort of makes me have to open up things again. 1, well, you kind of have to know what 1 is going to be until we run out of these things. Okay. Okay. We have 2 more of these things with this title. It's the 101 Dalmatians thing. We have 2 of these, but the one at number 1, coming in at number 1, is 101 Dalmatian Street. Yeah. The other one is 101 Dalmatians, the series. I'm not sure what 101 Dalmatian Street is, but that also seems to be a series. Maybe it's short, and if that's the case, then I have the wrong color assigned to it. Anyway, 101 Dalmatian Street is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.